Oh, all right. You feeling alive?
I'm certainly buzzing. Yeah.
I don't know if you can see the phone shaking here right now, but my hands, it's not even my hands that are shaking this time. It's my whole body that's shaking this time.
Yeah.
Just got out of the river there. It's not warm enough.
No, today's a chilly one, and it's not clear by the chatter. It was a powerful episode today, but yeah, it's the warm up after. That's always the challenge.
Yeah, we did about 12 minutes today, and we were just saying, let's record a quick little video and talk about this incredible experience that we have coming up here as well.
Yes, super exciting. Mid-June, we have something very exciting launching for the first time ever. Our retreat, our first ever retreat. Of getting a group of amazing men together and doing things like this.
Yes.
And connecting and sharing in some peak experiences. Some good food and some brotherhood.
Some connection, reflection, and there was another shun. I can't remember what it was right now. My brain's not working properly, but yeah, just I think you said it on the mountaintop when we were on our hike there a few weeks ago. It's about not just living, but truly living, you know?
Yeah.
And I know it's something that Mike and I just talked about doing anyways. It's like, we should do a sauna and a hot plunge and then go eat boiling and eat some really good food.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, why don't we just coordinate that and then invite some people? So we have. We figured it out. There's obviously still pieces to
come together,
but the announcement is being put out. You'll be able to go to a landing page that we put together. We'll make sure it's linked up, but extremelyconscious.com. Just go there, you're going to find out all the details.
Yeah, we have an awesome location lined up and many other details.
Oh, I feel truly alive right now. My whole body's shivering. But, hey man, that's the best part about it, is that you push yourself to what you believe your limits are, and then you realize that the next time you can go a little further.
Yeah. So we're super excited to bring this group together and make some magic. But until then, we're going to get warm.
Oh man, let's go hit that hot tub. Hope to see you there.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Is the second Zoom episode of the Cold Plunge.
Truth.
So this week, super exciting. We are expanding our energy and expanding this conversation across continents. Today we are connecting with a dear friend of mine, Samenda, that is in Holland. So very, very excited for this episode. There's going to be a lot of magic, some good conversation, and we'll see what the cold zone looks like over there.
Yes, the first international cold plunge, virtual.
And as
raging river today.
As we arrive at our spot, we realize this has come up again, and this is pretty wild. This is where we used to sit and get ready and have our chairs and our towels. That tree back there is where we used to sit in the river. I don't think any of that is possible today.
No.
So, as per usual, we shift, we pivot, we figure it out.
I was in it 2 days ago and we just went for an evening plunge, and it was moving like this, and it's hard to stand up. So there's no way we're sitting down there with chairs, but I think maybe right about there, maybe in that area, maybe even here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right.
Can you swim? We're going to find out.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, welcome to the Cold Plunge Truth, episode 8. And I just realized here that I got to step up my short game. Look at this guy's shorts. We got cactus going there today.
I actually have the matching bucket hat and dress shirt to that. So,
oh, God.
one day that might show up. You be careful.
Oh, I'm starting to think of more potential sponsors here now. We get to have, some shorts, right?
Toques
We
sponsor.
got toques already. The request is out.
Coffee sponsor.
Coffee sponsor, Sorrells. Anybody watching, just let us know.
Okay.
We're open to having conversations. I'm just saying. This thing's exploding. This is a movement. People are following. People are joining in. All right, let's go get in this river.
So guys, here's my spot. Will probably be a big difference with Canada, seeing that we don't have mountains in the Netherlands. And I brought my dog. Moos, are you gonna dive with me?
Good morning.
Hey guys!
You look too warm where you are. Too warm.
Is it? It's the Netherlands, it's never warm.
It's very similar, actually, to us.
Yeah.
Gray skies.
You're pretty great today.
I think so. Except for the mountains, we don't have them here.
Touche.
Still nice.
I brought my dog as well.
Sweet. Double cold plunger. We haven't had a pet on the show yet.
Well, this is the first one.
Awesome.
Will he swim?
I think so. He'll probably bark at me as well.
Awesome. I love it. Well, thanks for joining us. So, Samenda, where are you? Give us your exact location.
So I'm in the Netherlands, and the city is called Alphen aan de Rijn. And we have a lake here, which is called the Zegerplas. And I always do my cold dips here when I'm here in the neighborhood. And my dog, he really likes to walk here, so that's why we go here. And the water is still freezing, so that's supposed to be good.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. And for anybody that watches us, Samenda and I connected about 1.5 years ago. Initially,
Already?
yeah, it's pretty crazy how time flies. On I guess we could call it, a mind-body program where we really work on ourselves to look at our physical, look at our spiritual, and we were accountability buddies. So
We were.
yeah. So
And she also led the group the small group when I went through that as well.
yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, fast
connections all around.
fast forward a year, and
Yeah.
we were mentors in that program together. So we have a pretty cool alignment, and so it's special to have you join us for this. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I agree. And just the way that it's aligning is just super special, because I remember us talking about how hard it was in the beginning. And I remember you telling me like, oh my God, I could never live without my potato chips. And then now you're just, living the life and going into cold water, and we're both, on the right track, I believe. And then I met you, Trevor, in the challenge. And yeah, it's just crazy how that comes together. I love it.
Know about my arch nemesis, potato chips. Eh?
Hey, that was
Oh.
potato chips?
No,
I didn't see
that's
that in the manual.
if I was a superhero, that's my weakness for sure. It's potato chips. But hey,
Yeah,
we still
we all
have
have
all
them
and there could be worse.
for sure.
Oh man, that tripped me out. I saw people walking behind you and I was thinking, who's behind us right now? Like virtual.
Yeah, there are a lot of people here. They're probably gonna talk to me when I'm in the water. Like, is it cold? What are you doing?
Oh
They
yeah.
always ask.
They love to gawk and ask questions. They're like, think
Yeah.
you're a little crazy, don't they?
Like, you're meditating and they're like, oh, is it cold? Like, no, I'm doing this just because it's not cold.
Yeah. It's about pushing your comfort.
Yeah.
Comfortable, you're growing. So, and
Well,
I'll say this too. When people show up, they see you doing stuff, like they go, "What are you doing?" I know for a fact that it actually lands with people, and they think,
it does.
"Huh, wonder if I
Always
could do."
does.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
amazing when you see that actually come full loop, and people, it might be a month, 3 months later, and all of a sudden they're doing the same thing with you, and what it takes
For
to
sure.
just break
those mental barriers, hey?
If you have so much resistance for it and be like, you're crazy, blah, blah, that is actually a sign that somebody's actually closer to it rather than a person who says like, yeah, I know what you're doing, but it's not for me, right?
Totally, because they're putting that energy into it. There's a reason they're really affected. Yeah. Great point.
And also the funny thing about, people walking by and then doing a meditation, or that I'm doing a meditation and they're just talking. I was introduced to this cold exposure thing by a friend. And when I do it with her, she feels that she has to respond, right? So she's actually talking back. And when I do this with my partner as well, he also feels that he has to talk back. And he's starting this conversation. And I'm just like super bold, like, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but I'm not going to respond. I'm just like, I don't even have the space to say like, hey, I'm meditating. I don't want to talk right now because I don't know those guys, So it's really interesting how you can just be so in your zone, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, speaking of meditation, that is usually how we start to get grounded.
So let's just take a couple nice deep breaths. Just start to get settled and grounded where we are. Any of the background noises, the people going by, just let it all wash over you as you begin to settle deeper in your spot. If there's a light breeze, allow yourself to connect with nature, with the rushing water, or the trees rustling. Start to really allow connection with that and align with that. We're going to do just 2 rounds of circular or conscious connected breathing. And what I want us to do today, as we go through that breath, because we are literally on opposite sides of the world, which is absolutely magical, I want us to truly breathe in the connection between one another, even being that far apart. So with every breath, we're visualizing that connection. We're visualizing our hearts aligning, our souls aligning, the intention for today. And with every breath out, it closes that distance. It gets us closer. And lastly, just harness in the intention for today. Why you decided to show up. Why you felt this was special to do so. So we'll start breathing in 3, 2, 1. Again, as always, if you're feeling powerful today, force the breath a little bit. Breathe in with power, out with power. If you're feeling like a gentler practice, slow it down. Be kind to yourself. And again, breathing in that connection that crosses oceans, crosses a vast amount of land, to allow us to have a conversation together today, beside each other, consciously connected. After our next breath in, let's breathe all the air out and we'll do a hold. I want you to feel that connection, feel the power that's arising. Feel the power in yourself. Feel the power, the strength, and the spirit in community. Now take a nice big deep breath in 3, 2, 1. Feel all that energy rise up your spine into your crown. Hold at the top. And again, embrace whatever's coming up. Embrace that energy that's coursing through your veins. Embrace the feeling of connectivity floating around you. And a big release in 3, 2, 1. Right back into round 2, right back into your breathing. In. Now really go deeper here with your intention for today. Really feel connection together with everybody on the call. The energetic beings that have arrived today to be the best version of themselves. To, without even knowing it, spreading awareness, spreading positivity, inspiring others by just doing what we're doing. Feeling greatness in that we've been given the ability to do so. With each breath, a stronger connection. With each breath out, the distance gets smaller between us. A few more strong breaths. And on the next breath, exhale all the way out. And hold. Now just sit in the silence and feel the energy moving through your body. Feel the connection to Mother Nature, which we are about to immerse ourselves in. Feel that power. Blow the rest of the air out and then do a strong breath in. Again, feeling that energy shoot up your spine to your crown and into nature around you, connecting you even deeper. One final powerful hold. One final release for anything that does not serve us this morning, today. Release the breath and allow yourself to ground even more. And always to finish our practice, we'll put one hand on the heart. Feel the warmth. And be grateful. Grateful for friendship, grateful for being able to use our legs to walk to where we arrived today, for the courageous ability to be open to connecting with the universe and spirit, and knowing what it brings to our lives and others as we vibrate on a high frequency that allows abundance in our lives and clarity and creativity. Be grateful every day. Slowly start to come back. When you're ready, wiggle around and slowly open your eyes. And now, my
Thank you
friend,
for leading that.
Most welcome.
Yeah.
He's already going.
Look at him.
Oh, beautiful.
Leading the way. Must be the leader of the pack.
Well, there you go. He's like, no problem. Get in here, Mom.
So, we are about to get in. And then we will let our conversations commence of whatever arises.
The first 30 seconds, I will need to adapt to the water, though.
Of course. No worries. No, we're all in it together.
All right.
We're just going to try to sit down with it. Mike starts settling down.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be ready.
All right.
Are you good? We're in. Locked and loaded. Let's see.
Oh. Dit is goed, Moos. Dit is goed.
Oh, we got in there.
All right.
Klaar.
We're planted.
Moos, klaar. Hey, kom hier.
How we doing there?
I'm fine. I just need to soothe my dog.
Big those feet, Mike. The heels. Having trouble holding today, folks. Hold on. Okay.
Are you good?
There we go. Yes.
All right, we're planted. We're planted.
Now we're good.
There's always something new every single week, isn't there?
It's too good.
A new challenge, something to make us go, this is too hard this week. Why don't we just quit? Let's just not do it. Let's end it a little early.
Not today, folks. Not today.
Look at this. I see you're up to your neck now, aren't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
How we
You
feeling?
know, like in the beginning, I was so good at taking ice baths, and now I'm starting to shiver. And I've had this for months, and I cannot get through it. It's really annoying.
Yeah, it's totally. It is a practice. When we started getting back at this, it was
Yeah, it really is
challenge,
ups and
still
downs.
is, but I know what you mean by centering yourself early, or having that fight or flight immediately all over again.
Yeah, and I feel like your nervous system just goes on and on about adapting, right?
Yeah.
He's like, "What are you doing? Come on."
So, what? When I sent the invite out, Samenda, what was the calling to want to arrive today?
That's
What
an
made
interesting
you want to
question.
really show up today?
Well, for one, I really like cold exposure. And I just felt this calling because we have this alignment, right? And I'm always in for cold dips. And I mostly do it with friends here. But, connecting with the other side of the world, that's just another thing. And I feel that this is like a mini container of our challenge. Like in our challenges, we have such a great connection with everyone. And now we can do the same. Yeah.
And we could go even a bit further on that. Why do you love the challenge or challenges? I know myself personally, right? That we've all probably not so eager to jump into things like rivers or cold pools,
Right.
or stretch our capabilities on a whim.
Right. Is goed, maar klaar. Goed. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's the feeling of being greater than your fears, right? Because people always ask me, like, does it get easier to go do an ice bath or I take cold showers every morning? Does it get easier? It does, like, a little bit. but it never gets easy. You always have resistance. And that's what we also do with just all these practices. Like also with food, I have this with training. You always land on this kind of platform where you're stuck.
Yes.
And going through that every time just makes you stronger and stronger, and just, I guess, exploring how far you can go, right? And that's just what it's all about. I feel like you can just grow with all these routines and these things that you do in your daily life. And I think the cold is a very big part of it. And I got intrigued by Wim Hof because, of course, he's Dutch and he's amazing. But especially nature and just what it has to offer, I think it can teach us so much. So I guess that is like the animal inside of us.
The primal side of us. I love that. And I mean,
Yeah.
what you said there is absolutely true. And you know, the challenges we give ourselves in life,
Yeah. Oh,
they
yeah.
don't get easy, right?
Yeah.
Even doesn't matter how many times you do it and how many times we try to expand ourselves. If they were easy, they wouldn't be fun anymore and we wouldn't do it anymore, right?
Yeah.
Is that constant, and that one constant is that it's challenging, is that it's ever changing, is that it's shifting. So I love that you brought that up.
It feels like easy is easy, but actually easy is just sucking life out of you. Yeah.
Totally. You know what? I'll share one of my biggest fears in life, and it's a very general one. But my biggest fear in life is being comfortable.
Right.
My biggest fear is just going through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's my draw.
Wow.
That's my draw to expansion and to doing things like this and connecting with individuals like you and Trev and all the beautiful souls that we come across. And there's a reason we're all drawn together.
Yeah. Yeah. What I find interesting, can you still see me, by the way? I have a notification of my battery on my screen.
No, but we can hear you, so that's okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. What is really interesting is that we have seen each other evolve to the point that we want to share our medicine as well, right? When we started, we were both still doing our own path and just starting. And now in this year and a half, we both felt like we had something to share. And of course, Trevor, you as well. But yes. I don't know for how long you've been doing that. But just, you know, also getting to that part of yourself at what age, whatever, or what point in your life, and just getting this like new world, this new dimension. It's just everything. And that's what keeps you going, because otherwise you will just have the same thing for years and years. And don't get me wrong, I think there are people who actually really like that and that they will stay there forever, and that's fine.
Totally. I love that. And I love that you said that and brought that up on our two journeys in the last year, and totally to look back on such a short period of time in the grand scheme of things and how much has changed. And I heard a question, a really unique question in the last week, and it hit me. And I forget where it was, but I am stealing someone's question. But it was, if you are to be exactly where you are today in 5 years, would you be happy?
Mm.
You know, if we're to sit with that for a moment and let that sink in, and that doesn't prompt change, maybe that's okay. Maybe it's not.
Yeah. I think you will know right away. And what I would like to ask about that, because that's a really great question. Like, how do you reflect on something like this, both of you, when you have a family? Because I feel like that is something that, you know, that's really binding you to the future, right? And there's some kind of stability there that you need to ensure. So for me, it's really different because I don't have a family yet. So I would like to ask you the question, like, how do you reflect on that?
I have a
a really easy answer that came to mind when you said that. And my easy answer to that is, how do we not? How do we not? We have a family. That's our role, my being in life is to inspire, right? And there's nobody more in my life that I want to try to influence than my wife and my two beautiful kids that we've brought into this world. And I know Trev feels the same way, and that's why we're sitting shoulder to shoulder. And
leading from the front, right? Lead by example.
And we can look at the obstacles within that, right? Of the time commitments, totally. You know, my wife is leading this morning. She's making the kids' lunches. She's doing all that because, right, when I rush home, you know, I get into the hot tub to warm up before I go down to my desk for my regular work day, right? And then, so it's really that agreement between your partners in life as well, and helping each other and inspiring one another and agreeing this is the mission we want to be on together for a better life and to be able to, you know, inspire our kids.
That's so great.
So it's prioritizing things like this.
So what I hear out of that is that you're doing the same thing. It's just that the priority is super close to you and not like the stranger across the street that you want to inspire, or it's just you want to inspire and you have chosen, you know, these are my kids and my wife and I want to grow with them and then see what comes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful.
And in doing so, you know, we'll have the ripple effect well beyond them. Right?
Right. For sure.
All right, we're pushing 12 minutes. We're breaking records here too.
Yeah.
Are we in 12 minutes?
But I love conversation. I just want to say, and I was just enjoying being the fly on the wall, listening to the two of you connect on what ultimately brought you together from the beginning, because that created a ripple effect that also got us in.
Thank you.
So, on that note, let's get out.
We'll
do some more reflections in a second.
Yep.
But wait, for how long are we in?
Oh man. Whoa.
Oh. Oh, can you see me? Yeah, I can see you guys as well.
A little
Nice.
lightheaded after that one.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, that feels so good after. It feels so good after. Amazing.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for inviting me.
I think the conversation unfolded exactly as it was supposed to, as it always does.
I love that.
Truly appreciate you. And have an amazingly powerful day.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me and for connecting. I really loved it.
Yeah, it
Sending you love.
You created the theme for this episode, which was be greater than your fear. And I think we really spoke into that today, and I think that's going to really resonate with a lot of people. So,
wow. I hope so. I hope so. Thank you so much for creating all this.
Of course.
We'll do it again.
For joining us.
All right, here are the reflections. I'm walking here with Mo somewhere here. Rocking here in this kind of forest. I walked out of the water and mostly we just go back to the car, but now he's just like, no, I want to walk. So here we are. I'm just full of life energy and love. I feel when I do cool exposure, it really goes two ways. It goes either being more thrown into whatever I was dealing with or struggling with, or I feel more connected and open in love, and that's what I have right now. It's just so beautiful to feel that you're not alone in practices and bettering yourself. Just watching out for most to not get hit by something. It's just so amazing to share this with people that you love, and to not be the only one. There was a long period where I would think that I was crazy, right? For wanting to do self-care, for wanting to do some routines, and then I got more network, more friends, more coaches, more everything that go into the uncomfortable. And as you might have seen on the video, there were a lot of people at the spot I was just at. I was just breathing there and meditating, and my dog was on the loose there, and uncomfortable shit, you know? Being in the water, people looking at you. And if somebody's watching who knows the Dutch culture, you might know that with Dutch people it's really another thing. People judge each other a lot here. That's just how it is. We are super nice to foreigners and other cultures, and I love that about our culture, but we do judge a lot. Anyway, I hope that people watching felt the tribe connection as well, and that, yeah, you know, we're with such a great group of people, and it's just so great to connect with them, even all over the world. I haven't even seen Mike in real life. Never. That feels really weird to say out loud, but I haven't. We're probably gonna go to hug each other this year. I hope so. But it's just weird how you can build a connection online, and I think we must be very grateful that we have those tools to do that. And yeah, so thank you so much for this great idea, for hosting this, for being amazing people. And I hope to be on here another time, of course. Mo's also enjoyed. Oh, he's too busy sniffing. Yeah, so thank you so much for making me feel alive and loved, and asking me those great questions and answering my question, and just being badass. Love to you all, and talk soon.
Whew. A little out of breath, but feeling good now that we got the blood pumping here. Went in for 12 minutes today. And
I don't think we need to go for longer than that.
No. But that's actually interesting though, because we were just saying that, you know, be greater than your fear. So one of the fears sometimes is just getting in.
Yeah.
And then eventually it's going for a minute, going for 2, going for 10. Now we're at 12.
Yeah.
And you start saying, oh geez, I don't know if I can go longer. And then we'll look back on this one day when we're in there for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
So Samenda is, we're trying to think, probably in her 20s, eh?
Yeah. I believe she's about 24, 25 maybe.
I was asking Mike, remember what you were like at 24? I know I do. I wasn't doing this.
No.
I wasn't reflecting at all. It was mostly reflecting on where are we going to go partying tonight? And how many more reps are we going to do on that bench? Or on the circuit training or whatever. It's just extremes of partying and working out.
Full speed and not being conscious at all for the most part.
Literally. But that's I think just an important piece to reflect on right now is, so we're making conscious choices now, you know?
Yeah.
But you think about a mid-20-year-old doing this stuff and how incredible that's going to be for just the next 20 years of her life as she catches up to close to our age, you know?
Yeah.
if I look back, and certainly wish I had made some wiser decisions or been wiser in those days. But then again, they led us to where we are, right?
Yeah.
And I've had this conversation with a friend before. It's funny. You look at a lot of people that have led kind of maybe crazy younger days, crazy lives a little bit. And they tend to also be able to dive into this space a little deeper. Maybe not because of that, but I don't know if it's an openness to it because of that or what it is, but you do see a lot of that contrast and wanting to, I guess, look for that excitement.
Yeah, no, that's
in a different way, right?
That's exactly what I was just gonna say. Is it's almost like an addiction to the extremes.
Yeah.
Which, you know, some extremes can kill you, literally.
Yeah.
You know, you go too extreme on the alcohol and the drugs, it'll kill you.
Yeah.
You go too extreme on the, well, I guess this is one of the things you were talking about it earlier, of like reflecting in the river of what is one of your greatest fears, and you had a great share. For me, what immediately came up was sharks, skydiving, heights. You know what I mean? Like that was where my head went.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking, well, wait a second. What am I scared of? You know, like people jump out of planes all the time. People do rock climbing, and you know, I'm not saying I'm going to be doing any free climbing anytime soon, but you know, you do rock climbing with straps and stuff on. I'm like, what is there to fear?
Yeah.
How many people go surfing every year, and how many people actually get attacked by sharks? Very few.
Totally.
Very few.
Yeah.
More likely that we'll get hit by a car for not paying attention on the way home.
Walking in the middle of the road.
But it's it's just fun to reflect on these things when we get out. There's always some deep thoughts when you freeze your body.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's an important piece of it, I think, too, right? Like, you know, when we do our retreat with the men that'll be coming, it's part experience. Like, let's get in, let's feel the extreme of it. Then let's sit back and go, what came up for you?
Reflect on it all. Yeah, and there's a
integration. I was just remembering the other word.
That's it. Yeah.
Reflection, integration. Connection, reflection, integration. Well, I don't know about you, but my integration happens while I'm sitting in the hot tub.
I'm about to integrate my freezing body.
Integrate
into some warm water.
Yes, and a coffee in my belly. So, all right. Well, this was a good episode. We'll see you next week on the Cold Plunge.